Hello and welcome to the Long Island Weather Update. It's January 19th, and what did I tell you? There wouldn't be much snow at all. And we're going to get right to it right now, looking at the snow. Right now, you see plenty of clouds over the area. The snow was very light, and then throughout the afternoon, we just had like snizzle, which is like a drizzle, but in snow form. And now it is all moving away, and you can see the storm is moving off to the east. So let's take a look at the snowfall totals in our area, the preliminary ones first. And you'll see here's on the screen right here. So you can see here, Central Park only a 0.4 inch, JFK 0.3 inch, LaGuardia 1.3 inches, Newark 0.6, Islip only 0.5. So we didn't even make it to an inch. However, Upton made it to 1.1 inches. So and Danbury had 1.2. The higher amounts were definitely in New Jersey, where but still wasn't winter storm warning criteria. However, still didn't get over 6 inches in most of those areas. So let's go to that next. And nope, not that. This. So looking at New Jersey here, Monmouth and Ocean, you can see Freehold 4.2 inches. So they got a little more over there. In Ocean County, Whiting has the highest amount there. It's Interior Ocean County, 5.6 inches. But as you head more toward the shore, they don't have Tom's River in here, but they have Brick at 3.4 inches. And then another report from Brick at 2.5 inches. Beechwood only 2 inches. So as you got closer to the coast, it was less. Middlesex County, a little further north there, 3.8 inches. But still, nothing really. The higher amounts seem to be extreme southern New Jersey. So places like Gloucester County, like Malaga, got 6 inches. All right. And Camden County as well. So extreme southwestern New Jersey, 5.8 at Blackwood. Burlington as well. Morristown made it to 6 inches. So Burlington County, again, these interior areas of Jersey got a little more here. Atlantic City International Airport got 4.6 inches. But I knew that it wouldn't be all that much. Maybe a little bit more than I thought down there. But other than that, it was a very the big issue tonight is just that it's very icy out because we had all that snizzle during the day, and it's just got a coating of it on the sidewalks and the roads. It makes it kind of slippery. I'll show you what it looks like here. So it's sort of like what it looked like. And this is, by the way, Merrick. And you can see actually not a whole lot of cars on the road even there. It's kind of quiet everywhere tonight, I guess because of the weather. But you can see looking at the coating on the sidewalk here. As well as the road, which looks wet, but there could be ice on that later, especially as the temperatures drop, because we're not evaporating. The air is still moist, and that's a problem. So we're going to have to watch for icy conditions tonight, and that's something we'll have to watch out for. Other than that, rest of the day, just an overcast day here, and this is at in Babylon, just showing you what it looked like. Not really much additional snow. You can see a little coating on the bridge there. Not really much. This is the snow from the last storm, so not really a whole lot there to look at, though. I'll tell you, the water was pretty. That flowing water, really pretty there, the Carl's River. But anyway, let's look at our current conditions outside right now, and you'll see we had all these wind chill advisories in the Midwest again, and winter storm. Still got winter storm warnings posted over here. Interesting, because when we look at the Weather Prediction Center, there's no storm here, so I'm guessing they're still dealing with the aftermath of the previous storm, and that's why those winter storm warnings are still up. I don't think unless they're still probably getting some snow over there. I guess that's probably what it is. But you can see the really cold air here that's coming down here. Again, if you're in Chicago, you're like 7 degrees right now, and this is the really bitterly cold air that we're going to be getting into this weekend. And you can see upstate, you can see we already got, Albany's 14, but if you go north to like Plattsburgh, looks like it's 7 below there. So, or 7, is that 7? Maybe 7 above. But very, very cold air that's coming our way right now. We're in the mid-20s right now. You can see mid-20s generally. Islip, 26 degrees. Show you what the day was like at Islip. And you'll see generally staying in the 20s. Below, maybe it made it to 30. It looks like it made it to 30. Wasn't that cold, but unfortunately, if it was colder, it would have helped. You can see light snow and mist being reported, and that's what made it it was still kind of a wet snow in a way, because it was 30 degrees, which is not that cold for snow. I mean, you can get snow at 30 degrees, no problem, but it's not like the kind of snow you're going to get if you're in the 20s, which is where we are now. Taking a look at Miller Air Park here, 22 degrees there, so it's a little colder there. Still says light snow being reported, which kind of surprises me because I don't think there's anything on the radar. We'll check it. We'll check again. Maybe they're getting that snizzle. You can see, though, during the day, it looks like they also made it up to 30. But you can see light snow mainly. No, I'm trying to see if there was any moderate snow being reported, but it was mostly just light snow that was being reported. So it really didn't come down all that much in most areas. Let's go look at the highs and lows for the day. So highs only made it to the low 30s. Generally speaking, low 30s. The city was able to make it above freezing. Most everyone else was not. Looking at your lows, again, those are the current temperatures right now. So we got the 20s generally for highs and lows. Not a big diurnal range for the day. If we put current air temperatures on here, you'll see it'll display the current. We'll just pull this out and show you all the cold air that's enveloped the country right now. So you'll see here, you can see where those really below zero readings are here up. And again, these layers are just too... There. You can see that better here. You can see here that you've got these negative temperatures here. Again, in Dakotas, up in Midwest, St. Paul, Minneapolis at 0. They'll go below 0. And you see how far south it extends. Amarillo's down to 18. Even Little Rock, Arkansas is in the 20s. Got a lot of these freeze warnings. Even places like Baton Rouge down to 39. And it's going to go below freezing. So you got all these freeze warnings in effect for these areas here. And, yeah, this cold air made it pretty far south for sure. And we're going to be dealing with it, again, more tomorrow. I think if we go look at Canada, you'll see here temperatures generally are below 0 there. Nothing record-breaking, but still, it's pretty cold air. And we're going to start feeling that tomorrow. So let's go to our climate statistics for today. Our ice slip, and our high was 30. Our low was 27. Our high was 9 degrees below normal, but our low was 3 degrees above normal, so that puts us only 2 degrees below normal for the day. Only 0.03 for precipitation. It really wasn't a whole lot of precipitation today in most areas, liquid equivalent. Maybe toward Jersey, they got a little more close to a quarter of an inch, but other than that, you can see Central Park was 2 degrees below normal as well. But tomorrow, we're going to be a lot more below normal. Tomorrow's going to be our coldest day since probably last February. So let's look at the models here and get this all closed up here. So you can see there's our low pulling away. We got this big high building in. You can see look at how tight those isobars are. So we're going to be dealing with a lot of winds. Here's the center of that high. It's going down to the Midwest, and then that high builds a little closer to a Sunday. So hopefully that gives us more sun, and then it kind of goes on top of us and then offshore on Monday. All right, but the key word here is that it's going to be cold. Tomorrow you're really going to feel the chill tomorrow because you see that air is going to be coming right down on the right side of that high, right down from Canada. So that air, those temperatures you're seeing there up in Ontario, that's what's coming down our way. So let's go a little closer here and go to the HRRR. Won't be any precipitation to look at here. And I'll just put this on here. And yeah, there's nothing on the radar. I don't know why they were reporting light snow there, but maybe it's that snizzle that we were dealing with. But you can see how tight those isobars are. And look at what happens offshore tomorrow. We're going to get some ocean effect here, pretty intense ocean effect. And some of it might wind up going over part of Suffolk County. So it could be a chance for flurry tomorrow, perhaps, particularly in the afternoon. And then as we get to Sunday, you see a little less of that activity with the center of that high building closer. So let's look at our dew points and wind flow. Because right now we're not really in the bitterly cold air. It's coming overnight. So you can see as we get into tomorrow, towards sunrise, now your dew points are around 0, below 0. That's the Arctic air. You can see northwest to west winds. It's going to be windy all day long. And it's going to be windy tomorrow night as well. So I don't think we'll see the radiational cooling. And then for Sunday, you see a little bit of a moderation there in the low dew points, and that'll mean a little less cold, at least according to the HRRR. Our temperatures, you'll see the temperatures again. Here we are dropping into the teens, and that is where we stay tomorrow. I don't think we make it much past 20 degrees between that and the cloud cover, because we'll have a little bit of sun. I mean, take a look at what it looks like at 15Z, but I think look at these soundings. There'll be a decent amount of moisture and probably a decent amount of clouds. You can see how close those two lines are together. That's 15Z. Look at it over in New Jersey. So that's 10 o'clock. See, they're practically touching already at 10, so we make it go, we push it over to noon here. You'll see we'll probably have a cloud deck here. They're pretty much close to touching at this point. Yeah, you'll have a lot of clouds and maybe some virga in the sky. It's going to be, a very windy, bitterly cold day. And then tomorrow night, we won't have the radiational cooling, but we're still going to probably drop down to probably between 10 and 15 above. No radiational cooling, so we may not see the single digits. And then Sunday, we have more sunshine, so we're able to rebound into the mid to upper 20s, perhaps. I still don't think we see 30 degrees on Sunday. Some people think we will. I don't think we will, not with the snow cover on the ground. I don't think I can do the soundings on this for Sunday. I'll see if I can. Sunday, you can see the lines are further apart, so I think we'll be better off Sunday. Still sort of touching over New Jersey, though, at 16Z. So that's kind of interesting. We can look at other models, I guess, so I guess I can go to the GFS. So that's the only, let's see what the GFS says, 18Z. Let's see if it's doing the same thing. Yeah, it does have them sort of touching over New Jersey, which is interesting, but not over Long Island. Yeah, further apart, so may have to deal with some clouds, and if you're in New Jersey, perhaps. And that's probably just due to lake effect moisture, perhaps, that's coming in. And again, look at how cold it is in the morning. I mean, it's just going to be bitterly cold Sunday morning. And tomorrow, like I said, it's going to be very, very cold. And tomorrow we'll have like a good deal of cloudiness around as well. Looking at these soundings, you can see the kind of. So let's look at the skies next. And you'll see all the clouds there that we're going to have. So maybe a little sun in the morning, and the clouds build, and you'll have maybe a lot of virga in the sky. And then Sunday, it's showing mostly sunny, so we'll see. There's going to be a lot of clouds offshore. You look offshore, you're going to see, because you have water temperatures in the upper 40s, and they have this bitterly cold air going over that. So it could be some lake effects stuff that could affect New Jersey, perhaps lake effect debris. It all depends on how the wind orients, because we still have these lakes here, and you have the moisture from them. So it tends to, if we draw the arrow here, take an arrow and just draw you have the lake effects right going down this way. So you may have streaming cloudiness. I don't think you'd have flurries on Sunday, more likely tomorrow, but definitely wherever those set up, there could be, and maybe less likely over Long Island because we're not so much downwind of the lake. So it all depends on the wind direction, obviously. Kind of hard to say at this point when you're looking at all these different models. The cloud cover is the only challenge part of this forecast that we have to deal with. We can look at the FE3, the 0Z, which we're missing most of it. So I'd have to go back to 12Z. But this is the FE3 12Z, and you can see plenty of clouds around the building, especially as you get toward later in the afternoon. Sunday, it's again showing mostly sunny, so we'll see. But it may be there may be something, like I said, we'll have to watch for Sunday for that. We have the NAM as well for this, so we can look at the NAM as well for this. Here's the NAM. Similar deal. Starts off with sun tomorrow, and you can see the clouds kind of increase. And then for Sunday, you can see maybe a little bit of lake effect debris. Some maybe go over. I mean, it may go to partly cloudy. I don't think it's going to go to mostly cloudy, wherever that is. But it's just something to watch out for. Some of the models seem to indicate this again, because if we take a sounding off the NAM, let's try to do that. If it'll work, you'll see that there is some moisture there. So that's something that will have to be watched. So we have that over there. But again, the models seem to show that, whereas Long Island, the lines are further apart. So we're likely to have mostly sunny skies that day. RGEM is next. And this is the 0Z RGEM, which we don't have enough of that in. So here is for Friday. And again, you'll see going into tomorrow, we start off with sun. The RGEM obviously being a little more optimistic. Maybe too optimistic. It has a tendency to be optimistic with the skies too much. And you can see here's Sunday. And then Monday, we'd have to watch. Monday could still be mostly sunny. I think the cirrus stays to the west, so I think we could have another mostly sunny day on Monday with more moderating temperatures. If we take it over to the GFS here, we'll show you the GFS kind of moves in a little more, but it's too early to tell. But you'll see, I think we'll probably struggle the mid-30s on Monday. So we'll get above freezing, but for the whole weekend, I think we're going to be staying below freezing. So the other issue, obviously, is the wind chill. So let's go and look at that. We'll go to Ventu Sky and visualize the kind of temperatures that we're going to be dealing with tomorrow. When you get up at, say, 8 in the morning, it's going to be 18 degrees. So you're going to be dealing with mid-teens. and that wind. So if we put the wind gusts in here, you'll see the winds are not terribly damaging winds, but the gusts up to 20 are going to just make it feel that much colder. Unfortunately, this doesn't have a wind chill. Oh, yeah, we have a feels like temperature. So it's going to feel like it's 8 degrees. All right, so let's move this to 11 o'clock. So it's going to basically feel like it's in the single digits all day long. You can see that, single digits. Then tomorrow night, it's going to feel like it's in the low single digits. Right, because we're still going to be dealing with the winds. You can see wind gusts still. Yeah, winds actually pick up more by tomorrow night. Toward the afternoon and tomorrow night, it might actually feel colder than during the morning because the winds will be stronger. So that's another thing to consider. All right, and this is the HRRR guidance here that we're looking at now for Sunday. Sunday we're still dealing with these wind gusts here, 20 miles an hour. So still gonna be on the breezy side. And that's something that will, again, we go to feels like temperature. It's still gonna feel like it's in the teens, but it won't feel quite as crazy as it will be on Saturday. And there'll be a little more sun, which will help too. We can use this to visualize the clouds, and you can see it does have a few more clouds popping up over, again, New Jersey for whatever reason. You can see actually it's got more earlier on, but Long Island, for whatever reason, is clear. So it all depends on where these lake effects, there could possibly be a flurry in there, perhaps, possibly. But I think more likely to see that on, this is the humidity levels, by the way. We're more likely to see that on tomorrow, I think. So I'm going to go back to this. Hold on a sec. Back to tidbits. Let's go to the NAM next. I want to look at the NAM 0Z and look at a few parameters here just to show you we might get a flurry. So here we go for tomorrow. So you can see, I don't think we'll see a snow squall, but could be a flurry. NAM's not really showing anything up on this, but let's see. The radar simulation might have something. I can't rule it out. It's not going to be a big deal. I don't think it'd be like a snow squall or anything like that. But, you have all that instability and moisture trapped underneath an inversion. So you never know. You could have that, moisture. Look at the dew points there low, but this is cold air. It can't hold a lot of moisture. So even if you have just a little bit of extra moisture, it just can't hold it. You'll have the clouds and you'll have the flurries. But as far as upstate goes, they're going to be getting a lot of lake effect. Looks pretty bad for Saturday. It does quiet down a little bit more on Sunday, but I think it's still going for at least part of Sunday. And we can also look at the total snowfall where they are getting the lake effect. Actually, it doesn't look all that impressive. All right, there is some impressive snows here and maybe right over here, but I think because the fetch over the lakes is not that long, because of if the wind was more westerly, I think it would be worse. So there'll be a little bit, but not too much additional snow as far as upstate goes. So I think that's going to wrap it up just about. Feels like I'm leaving something out, which is why I'm stalling a little bit. But I think that's going to do it. So, again, we've got this bitterly cold air mass that we're going to deal with this weekend. And, again, it's going to be pretty chilly. So, just bundle up when you go outside, because it's going to be pretty cold out there. And we'll go ahead and look at our temperatures again. And we'll just look at the temperature anomalies just to show you how below normal we are. So you'll see tomorrow we have those purples over us. That's what's going to be. Tomorrow's going to probably be the coldest, then it moderates a little more on Sunday. And then as we get toward Monday, now we're close to normal. So we've got 2 days here, and 2 more days in the really deep freeze. I guess then it'll improve by Monday. Though, again, this is something we kind of need here. You can see the heart of the cold air, though, goes toward the heart of the anomaly. It seems to go more toward the south. It's not really... We're not really getting a direct shot. This will be more direct than the last one, but still not a fully direct shot of cold air like they're getting over here. Because, again, if we look at the temperatures here, you'll see this is where the really cold air is coming. It's going right into the Midwest. Not really coming toward us. Say it's not really aimed at us. It's more aimed at the Midwest. But that is still some pretty cold air that we're going to see there. And you can see, just visualizing it, you can see that's some pretty cold air, but it's not really coming directly at us. But, yeah, look at how cold it's going to be Saturday morning in some of these areas here in the upper Midwest. That's some pretty cold air right there. If you want to visualize this a little better, go to Ventusky. Just show you here. Again, show you. This kind of shows you where the cold is, or the really cold air is. You can see where it really is. All right, so as we move forward here, and we'll go to Saturday morning here when it's going to be at its coldest, you'll see over here, yeah, you're going to have some bitterly cold air here in the upper Midwest, whereas here, we won't be quite as bad. We can also look at cloud cover here. Probably be clearer over there. Probably. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's going to be very cold in those areas. But if you look at the feels like temperature, if you think it's going to be bad here, it's going to feel like it's 35 below in Des Moines. So, 0 to 10 above, it won't feel so bad compared to what they're dealing with in the Midwest and even places upstate. So, but then after that, it will let up. So that's the main issue. It's just the very cold conditions tomorrow, the wind chill, and the icy conditions as well out there because there is ice. The Weather Service mentioned it up. It said icy conditions possible tonight. So icy conditions are possible through tonight as temperatures drop into the teens. So again, this is because of that kind of snizzle we had. If it was a really good powder, we wouldn't have this issue, but because the temperatures weren't cold enough, we had a little bit of that iciness to it. So be careful out there and have a good night.